middle of that put a stem up, and then the top of a flower, and just keep the petals closed. We're going to keep the petals closed for the first couple of drawings. You can start, the sun's going to start peering over the left hand side of the hill now, and the petals, you just start opening them a little bit. Every time make the sun a little bit higher. You start to see the centre of the flower now too, as it opens up. The petals are starting to open out a little bit wider now. Sun gets a wee bit higher every time. Flowers coming into bloom. And over on the right hand side, we're starting to see something creep in from the edge. So we're going to have three things moving. We're going to have a little bee come in, there it is. We're going to have the sun moving up, and have the flower opening up. Actually, the flower is probably at its most open now, so you can just keep drawing it the same for the next while. The bee's coming over towards the centre, sun's getting higher, the bee's getting closer to the flower, flower's staying the same. Okay, the bee's passing over the flower now. You notice even with your light box, it's still very hard to see through to your drawing below, so even though you're trying to get the flower in the same place, you mightn't just get it in the same place every time, but it doesn't matter. Little movements like that just add to the life of the animation. Keeps it from becoming too static, so don't worry about things like that. So just to go over what I'm doing here is, every time I draw a picture, I take the bottom page out and put it on the pile. So there's two pages there, take the bottom one out, put it on the pile, put a clean blank one on top, draw your drawing on top, take your bottom one out and put it on the pile, face down. So the sun's now directly overhead, the bee is in the flower, nice sunny day. I forgot to do the sun there, I had to go back and do that one. The sun's going past this halfway point, the bee's coming away from the flower again, the flower's still nice and open. Now we're going to start bringing the bee round to look at you, or to look at the camera, or whatever you want to say it. So we're going to start making him slightly bigger. Flower stays the same, hill stays the same, sun comes round, bee gets a little bit bigger. The petals are starting to close now, so you can start to bring them in a little bit more every time. Sun comes around a bit more, the bee gets bigger, and the petals are closing more and more each time in the flower. It's starting to wilt down a little bit too, starting to fade in the evening. There's a big fat bee coming up towards the viewer, big happy bee. I love the look of him. can't even see the flower now because he's covering it because he's so big and so close. Look at the big head in him. It's coming straight for you. So the sun's nearly down behind the hill. Bee is right up in your face. Make sure the hill is still visible. You can still see a little bit of it. Now, the bee is going right off the bottom right hand corner, so he's going to disappear down there and start putting a little, the point of the crescent moon starting to peer up above the hill. The flower is completely closed. Again, take the bottom page out, put it in the stack face down. Bee's nearly gone, moon's getting up higher. Bee is gone, so is the sun. Right, so it's just a few more of them, just drawn, flower closed, the moon getting a little bit higher each time. And that's it. Let's see how that looks. Oh yeah. It's coming straight for you. Not bad.